Brian, it looks to me like Trump has put more preparation into defending and hiding his tax returns than he put into any meeting, any summit meeting with any world leader. This seems to be far more important to him, hiding his papers.
Remember when he rolled down the escalator and announced that he's running for president? The first thing he spoke in 2015, in the summer of 2015, the first thing he spoke about wasn't policy or how he wanted to serve the American people. The first thing he talked about, and the thing at the top of his campaign announcement, was that he was worth $10 billion. There are two things to take note of with that. He is lying. He is nowhere close to being worth $10 billion. The second thing is he defines himself by pretending he's worth $10 billion. And getting his tax returns out into the public realm would give a lie to all that posturing he's been doing for decades around those sorts of numbers. And then again, it gets to what it would expose about his financial relationships at home and abroad. And there are many weaknesses Donald Trump has, but one of his core strengths is that he has a reptilian ability to survive. And he knows when things are a threat to him. And he actually thinks ahead about those things in ways he doesn't think about other things. And I think he was thinking long and hard about the returns. He had been asked about it repeatedly during the campaign, and he repeatedly said in the early days of the campaign, of course I'll make them public, of course I'll make them public. And then as the campaign wore on, he dreamt up this excuse of being under audit and therefore being unable to release them.
Congresswoman, this fight's going to go on. Where do you see it heading? Because if you're right with the law, and he just has a lot of lawyers, but he's not right with the law, even though he's put people at the IRS like general counsel to look out for him, Michael Desmond, where's this thing end up? How many months is it going to take to get this to the Supreme Court, so you can win the case?
Well, we are going to continue to pursue this. Actually, they're supposed to provide the returns on April 10th. We are going to send another letter asking for them. And this may go to a subpoena eventually. It may go to court. But we do know that we stand on solid ground. Certainly, we deserve those returns. Every president for the last 4 decades have revealed their returns voluntarily. He is the only one that has not. And when we did a 6103 request of Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, and Nelson Rockefeller, they provided their returns. So the basis for providing them is very, very clear. And we feel that we will stand in solid ground.
If he just says, no way, Jose, I'm not going to do it. I'm not releasing my tax returns. I'm telling my people not to do it. My Treasury Secretary, my IRS chief counsel, no. I just say no to you guys. What do you do then? Is this impeachable?
Well, first things first, we want to see what is in those returns. But certainly I would have to say that we stand on this solid ground, that he would break precedents, and that he would break the law if he doesn't provide his returns. And that is very serious. That is not what the President of the United States should be doing, the most powerful man in this country, the man who has the sole ability to sign federal bills into law and has power over an entire branch of government. That is not what he should be doing. And so we will look at it. But first things first, we have to first establish whether he has provided us the returns or not.
Thank you so much, Congressman, for coming on tonight. Let me go to Joy for the last question. The politics of this thing. Do you think on the Democratic side in the U.S. House of Representatives, which is a new Congress, as you know, a lot of young people, a lot of progressives, do you think they're going to stand for this? Or will this be, if he just thumbs his nose at all those people just elected, will they fight now with greater toughness for an impeachment move?
I mean, the reality is, Chris, I think that anyone who cares about the Constitution should hope they do, because Donald Trump has repeatedly asked the question in everything that he does, well, who's going to stop me? He doesn't respect the Emoluments Clause. He doesn't respect the constitutional limitations on the presidency of the United States. He thinks that this is like a city council that he can just buy off, and he can stack the executive branch with cronies and with people who are willing to protect Trump first, to do his bidding first. He's tainted the Justice Department this way. He's tainted every department from Interior on out, education. Everything is all about protecting him and him alone. That is not the way American democracy was meant to function. We don't have a king But Donald Trump is testing the proposition that no one is going to stop him. And the Democrats are really the only game in town where that is concerned. The House of Representatives is the only constitutional entity that can put a stop to this president's abrogations of the Constitution, because the Republicans aren't going to do it. The Republicans have already made it very clear they're going to do nothing, that they're going to let him do whatever he wants. He can operate as freely as he wants as long as he gives them the courts. As long as he gives them the courts, he can have everything else. And so I think anyone who cares about democracy, put party aside, if you care about a limited presidency that is not a monarchy, I think the American people better hope somebody stops him.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.